Hello and welcome to Go4.Love Cooking. What is Go4.Love, you may ask? It is a concept that can be applied to many things, including cooking. It involves not hurting plants and animals and generally looking for love in what you do. Go4.Love cooking means using only ingredients that do not hurt plants and animals, as well as cooking with love and not just with skills. A few words about me. I'm not a professional cook, I am a fintech entrepreneur, but I'm a passionate home cook and I do believe in the concept of Go4.Love. This channel will show the recipes I cook for my family and me. It will show my interpretation of cooking. And while there surely are many more skillful and knowledgeable cooks out there, I still feel we are often missing the main ingredient in our food. Why is it that we consume specific foods and ingredients? Most cooking is centered around health and taste, and sometimes around dietary restrictions like being vegetarian, vegan, or fruitarian. Go4.Love cooking is centered around love. Before we start, I do not recommend this dietary approach to kids and to adults with specific illnesses that require them to eat specific foods. If someone decides to follow, please make sure you're okay and there are no negatives for you. People are different, so you should make sure it works for you. Let me start with one of my favorite recipes, a simple Go4.Love tomato and avocado salad. You will need tomatoes, avocados, salt, olive oil, lemon, and perhaps other ingredients you may feel combine well with tomatoes and avocados. I personally use some olives, but you can add other things as well. I will also put a little bit of pumpkin seeds just because I like it. So let's start. First of all, let's get my ingredients. I'll start with the tomatoes. As you can see, these are nice tomatoes. They're not perhaps perfect. I do like to peel my tomatoes because sometimes the skin is a bit thick, so in this case I'll just remove carefully the skin. And obviously, just to be clear, tomatoes are definitely Go4.Love food for a simple reason: they're fruit. They are treated as often they are treated as not a food but as a vegetable, but they're in fact a fruit. And some vegetables, of course, they also can be used, but we'll talk about that later. As you can see, these tomatoes are not perfect. There are some defects that I just removed, but that's fine. I think people, when they record videos, they usually record with the best possible food they find and the most perfect tomatoes and cucumbers and what have you. But this channel is not a professional cooking channel, it's a home channel. And in my view, most people at home often find themselves having less than perfect ingredients simply because they may go bad in the fridge or something. So I'll just get 2 tomatoes because I like it. By the way, I'm using a relatively sharp but not too sharp knife. I don't usually like using super sharp knives. I know that's against all the recommendations, but I just feel the way I cook, if it was too sharp, I could easily hurt myself doing this. So again, if you're using super sharp knife, perhaps use a different technique of peeling, because cutting yourself with a super sharp knife is quite easy and painful. But it has to be sharp enough, of course, so that one can cut through the vegetables. Okay, this is my avocado. Let's get the avocado. I'm not sure if it's perfectly fine inside. Oh, actually it's great. It's a perfect avocado. Let's take it out. Take the second one out. Avocados, of course, are fruit as well. So they, when harvesting them, typically I do not expect there to be any hurting of plants and animals. As a fruit, I think that's kind of given. Let's do now a little bit of. Actually, no. Let's cut first the ingredients that we have. I'll start with the tomatoes. I have a very simple way of cutting them. It's just this and this, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's all. There is actually. This is actually I'll do 2. Put back on the plate. Same thing here. These are, by the way, homegrown tomatoes, so not by me. I don't have tomatoes I would love to, but I don't. So I'll just cut the avocados a little bit roughly because I like them this way. Now let's put a little bit of lemon. So I use my hand just to contain the seeds. I don't like the seeds of the lemon, but you may do whatever you want. I like a lot of lemon in my salad, just light. It's great. So now, before we continue, let me just put a little bit of salt. I'm using, this time it's a Celtic salt, but you don't have to use one. You can use a standard normal salt, or better perhaps use a little bit of maybe Himalaya salt. So I'll just briefly do this. I'll put a little bit of oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. I'll put some olives. I like them perhaps on top, a little bit like that. And then a little bit of fresh pumpkin seeds. When I say fresh, I mean like not cooked, just. And that's my salad. Enjoy!